Good morning, fellow colleagues. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for attending our seminar today, addressing the human resource issues we are currently facing within our company. Myself, Monica, and Shemonti are here today to discuss with you the war for talent in and between organisations and the importance of succession planning. Now, as Shemonti will hand out an itinerary, literature, and your very own copy of today's seminar slides, included in today's slides are some interesting food for thought questions for you to consider in. First up, talent management. Talent management is one of the issues we face today in the workforce. Talent refers to the individuals who make a difference to organisational performance through intermediate contribution to long-term demonstration of high-level potential. Talent management refers to individuals who have a particular value in an organisation with high potential for the future or that they are reaching their targeted levels. Talent management emphasises on the fit and the focus of talent within organisations. Workplace arrangements involve work schedules, evolving roles, aged care flexibility. These have been the concerns for workers. Companies compete for talent, especially within university graduates and universities. They compete towards the integration of approaches to talent management to ensure consistency. Some features of talent management include work flexibility as a broadening the talent as well as implementing the workplace flexibility. Reduced work arrangements. Voluntary work arrangements are requested for the new parents who are after maternity or paternity leave. Part-year arrangements are common between teachers in their education. Implementing reward systems and practices. Performance improvement planning for employee development. Support and feedback measurement. Progressive operational development. Today we will touch in more depth succession planning and the skills shortage aspect of talent management. Looking at jobs in the workplace means that organisations require work experience and employers want someone who can contribute to starting up on time with further training or improvement.
Succession planning involves the projection of the future capabilities of a company. Effective succession planning involves planning of future strategic positions where it will show organisations' achievements, goals and their mission. Today we are focused on entering the senior positions, which are critical and have a true role within the organisation. When looking at jobs in the workplace, we see that organisations require work experience, and employers want someone who can contribute by starting up on time with some further training for improvement. The requisitions in place are drawn up by the hiring managers and are based on what the ideal candidate match is for the organisation. New entrant positions may require training as well as on-the-job training supported by probation times and the appropriate wages. At the same time, new employees can get up to speed on the organisation's information and training requirements. In Australia, workers call out for more flexible workplaces and work practices, hiring workers on a part-time basis with business holders providing support to employees who have certain personal commitments or if they require more flexibility. Employers do usually understand what type of flexibility their workers require. Employee productivity, as always, is an important factor to the benefit of work practices, giving businesses guidelines and a framework for teamwork and the integration of ideas. The majority of organisations have a structure in place that focuses on senior leaders. For management, it requires the integration of ideas, commitment, as well as openness to challenges. Management needs to be open to changes in their organisational culture. Succession planning then becomes the in-between of senior and middle management in improving and keeping the talent within the company. It is also important for the organisation to have long-term strategic goals. Identifying the goals and objectives to be achieved assists in focusing on the capabilities of development and talent growth. Capability in succession planning provides the system in place for feedback to management. It is important for organisations to think of who could be the next leader in management. Training within a diverse organisation gives room for leadership, mission, opportunism of innovation and growth, and cultural diversity. The need for awareness of development needs to be stated within the organisation and amongst its members. There is a possibility of miscommunication as well as the difference in ideas which may not match. Defining such things as communication and performance is a way that there can be potential leadership strategies for programs to be in place for talented staff. There are also the foregone administrative matters that need to be dealt with. These processes can move slowly. However, if there is the possibility that they need to make succession planning go in a steady movement at a certain pace, to match the right people, with the right job and in the right organisation.
The war for talent is becoming increasingly critical for organisations and most advanced economies as the main focus for competitive advantages moves away from emphasis on industry to one of knowledge and services. This provides the HR function of most organisations with an ever-increasing responsibility to ensure that its key resource, its people, is managed and sustained strategically. The issue of a skills shortage is becoming apparent as we approach the final working days of the baby boomers. The decline in birth rates and the current trend of shorter work life cycles where younger workers are focused more on employability than employment are also factors contributing to the emerging problem of skills shortage, where the war for talent places a greater emphasis on HR functions and their ability to manage their talent pool.
In a case study titled Skills Shortage, Too Little, Too Late, the author examines the impending issue in Australia and how it is affecting the labour industry as well as the service industry. Further to the reasons already discussed, the author examines the fact that Australia is also facing a double whammy, where immigration laws do not encourage skilled workers from overseas to come and work on Australian shores, adding to the crisis. The case study recounts the opinions of Robert Gottlieb, a business commentator who believes that Australian HR professionals will have to focus on talent management and skills auditing to ensure their organisations are capably equipped to deal with the issues facing them. In order for companies to figure out the crisis in the perspective of their own organisations, they must find out where within an organisation the shortages are. They should be identified via the provision of a skills audit, whereby appropriate training and development processes can then be put into place to ensure a continuity of the necessary skills which align with the company commitments. This notion is shared by other experts in the field, promoting the importance of adequate workplace arrangements to ensure organisational stability. Gottlieb further notes that a lack of understanding of the issues by business and government has further exacerbated the dilemma, as there are currently not enough avenues by which foreign skilled workers and young Australian expats can be enticed into the Australian labour market. As the war for talent is a global one, and other countries such as the UK can offer more competitive salaries, he states Australian companies should focus on what Australia can offer in terms of a lifestyle choice when trying to attract skilled migrants. An investor confidence survey also found that next to government charges and taxes, skills shortages are considered the second utmost concern with enacting business investment, emphasising the importance of addressing the issue for HR departments. Additionally, we can suggest that another vital tactic for HR departments to manage the skills shortage would be to ensure that the issue of retirement be discussed and thoroughly planned for with older employees, in a bid to capitalise on their invaluable experience and knowledge and pass it on to their successors before leaving the enterprise. Now to cover strategic succession planning. The meaning of succession is the coming of one person or thing after another in order, sequence, or in the course of events. One aspect of contemporary career management, succession planning, is an essential human resource management procedure. As the issue of shorter occupational life cycles, the drop in organisational commitment, and the emergence of protean careers becomes increasingly common, succession planning is becoming a progressively strategic process for HRM. Succession planning is a proactive process. It's implemented in order that there will always be workforce stability and that strategic and operational strategy remains continuous. Development Dimensions International, a global consultancy firm, carried out a survey in which they found that 91% of Australian organisations felt difficulty finding talent at all levels. However, the problem was much more prominent for senior positions. Such statistics indicate the importance of implementing adequate succession plans for critical positions. Appropriate succession planning needs to be in place for every position within the company. However, critical positions need to be identified and planned for, as they are instrumental to the success of the enterprise. Critical positions are those which rely heavily on experience and company knowledge, and therefore they should be planned for from within the company. Department managers must identify the at-risk positions for which succession plans must be drawn up. What would everyone consider as useful methods for evaluating and prioritising those critical positions? Other methods for evaluating and prioritising critical positions could be the immediacy of departure of current position holders, organisational impact of those vacancies, and the difficulty to fill the positions. In the publication Contemporary Issues and Challenges in HRM, Holland outlines the 4 distinct approaches to succession planning as examined by Hirsch, and they are as and when, with no forward planning, positions are filled as they become vacant; the 1 step, where successors are identified from the level below; planned development, where successors are identified from the level below, but there is also fast tracking for those employees who show high potential; and developing potential, where the employee, instead of the position, is the focus of the strategy, with a strong emphasis on training and development. As the trend of shorter work-life cycles continues to become increasingly common, and the resulting pool of successors becomes an unpredictable entity, sometimes those candidates who we hope will be able to move up the ranks end up facing better prospects at another company, thereby taking their valuable organisational insights along with them. A strategy for tackling this problem would be to reassure promising successors of their impending promotion in the event of a senior employee's departure.
Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we can conclude with the main points from today's discussion being that to be running and performing successfully within an organisation, succession planning is crucial to get the very best out of employees. It can and will be seen that employees and employers will both benefit from this as well. It is also clear that skills throughout employees in an organisation are becoming lower as the goals of employees change. This then leads to the war for talent between organisations. Now, leaving you on this note, we have supplied to you 5 literature readings so you can further your information about this topic. I highly recommend that all of you read over these to gain insight into the current human resource issues at hand. We would also like to leave you with some food for thought questions, which will hopefully keep you thinking about the current issues as well. Why is it necessary to identify critical positions within our organisation? Shouldn't we plan for all positions? In today's workforce, organisational strategy coupled with its human capital is what makes the company run successfully. What is currently being done to manage the skill shortage within our organisation? What would the implications be on our company if the issue was not managed properly? On behalf of Shemonti, Monica, and myself, I would sincerely like to thank all of you for attending today, and I am hopeful that all of you are now more equipped with knowledge about our current HR problems here at Toyota.